two of the 5 primary investors in a proposed liquefied natural gas project in northern BC, granted their final approval Friday for the development, bringing Canada's first major LNG project one step closer to becoming a reality. PetroChina and Kogas of South Korea have both announced their readiness to move forward with the $40 billion investment led by the joint venture LNG Canada. If approved, the project would see the construction of a 640-kilometer pipeline to transport natural gas from Dawson Creek in northeastern BC to a brand new processing terminal on the coast in Kitimat, where the gas would be processed into liquid for export to overseas markets. Kitimat Mayor Philip Jarmuth said in an interview he was surprised but happy after hearing about the decision. "There's more smiles in the community, and everyone is looking forward to what the future might bring," said Jarmuth. "We're really looking forward to being the LNG capital of Canada." Jarmuth believes the project will bring economic benefits to Kitimat similar to the construction of the Alcan aluminum smelter built there in the 1950s. Indeed, housing prices in Kitimat are already rising in anticipation of the project's approval. "Signs look positive," Patricia Moffat, a spokesperson for LNG Canada, told CBC News. The other 3 investors in the venture, Malaysia's Petronas, Royal Dutch Shell, and Japan's Mitsubishi Corp., still need to give their approval for the project to move forward. But there are signals pointing toward the project being built. Last week, Houston-based Civio Corp. was awarded contracts to supply temporary work camps at 4 locations along the Coastal GasLink pipeline route on the condition that the LNG Canada export terminal is built. Analysts saw this as a sign that the project is headed toward a positive investment decision. The CEO of Shell called the project promising in the company's second quarter conference call in July, but said Shell is still studying the project to ensure it is financially competitive and, longer-term, carbon competitive, particularly in comparison with opportunities in the Gulf of Mexico. The chief executive of LNG Canada has previously said the company was committed to starting construction this year. Meanwhile, Jarmuth is hoping for a positive decision from the remaining investors soon. "We're hoping that, in the next week or 2 all of that comes into fruition," Jarmuth said. LNG struggling in Canada. There is widespread support from Canada's energy sector for the project. The LNG industry has struggled to take off in British Columbia, but is booming in the United States, where billions of dollars are being pumped into natural gas pipelines and LNG facilities. Canadian producers say a positive final investment decision for the Kitimat-based LNG Canada project could eventually encourage others to follow suit, creating the demand needed to soak up Western Canada's glut of natural gas. But even if investors decide to move forward, the project is not guaranteed. BC Green Party leader pledged in January to bring down the NDP government if Premier Jean Horgan pursues the development of the province's LNG industry, a spokesperson for the party said at the time. Weaver is concerned about keeping the province within emissions targets. Since then, Weaver has said he won't vote against it if the government's overall climate plan is satisfactory. With files from Tony Seskis, John Hernandez and the Canadian Press.